Welcome. This is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Thalash, and we got Sim on the camera. We're here for the ETF2L motherfucking Season 20 powered by TT Esports. It's the Premiership. It's week 2, and it's Reason Gaming versus Übersexuals. It's your number 1 and number 2 team. I'm not going to tell you which one's which, but you got to get hyped for this game, Thalash.
I'm excited. I'm obviously cheering for my boys' Reason. I'm gonna take it, I believe. Although,
You have it.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. Probably gonna be, or likely gonna be the game we see in the finals.
It's the first time I've ever heard Dean excited, and it lived up to my expectations. I think you're going to be whipped into a frenzy. Everyone is. This game is going to be sick. It's going to be process and gully wash as it is week 2. Both teams took a pretty convincing win in their first week games, but they were both playing the sort of bottom 2 teams in the Prem Lego and C play. But this is their first real test of the season, and it's sort of strange that the admins had set this game up so early in the season. Like if you think back to previous seasons, they usually end up with like the top 2 teams playing in week 7 or something, but we're getting this one early, so it's going to be interesting. I think the teams could be going live pretty soon. They've got 6 here on each team. Thalash, I want you to give me a roster rundown of your homeboys.
My homeboys. Yeah, we have Skeeter Medic, Cadis, well-known demo man, playing Captain the Pocket Soldier, Soup on Roamer, and then Happy Cool and Walters on Scout.
Then on the Übersexual side, playing with the Suave tag, we're going to have Merlin, the King of Medics, pocketed by Nox, the former King of Medics. Then on Roamer, it's going to be Mike. It's going to be the return of Seb Bumloft Barton, aka Numlock on Demo Man. He's coming at short notice to replace War. He's already played one official and quite a few PCWs, I think, but he seems to be getting back onto that horse pretty easily. Then on Scout, it's going to be Sam and Kyler. And I think that's going to be an interesting battle. Walters and Happy Cool between Samsy and Kyler. And like, there's so many interesting battles. In fact, like, you've got Numlocked versus Kiris, old rivals there, 2 English demo men. But there's going to be this interesting battle as well between Nox playing Pocket and Captain. Nox, even when he played, I'm not saying he's bad at DM, but compared to some of the other soldiers, like, Nox versus Mike or whatever, Nox is always going to be slightly lagging behind there, but he plays so smartly, it doesn't matter. He doesn't make that like the deciding factor in the engagements he takes traditionally. So I want to see how he's going to fare against like the current beast soldier that is Captain. In these Uber exchanges or whatever, will it even matter who hits their shots if the other pocket is just outplaying them? Nox going to be the mastermind? I don't know, Thalash.
It'll be interesting to see. Definitely, Nox is definitely one of the smarter players. So I don't know. I think Captain's gonna come out on top most times because he's just crazy DM, really good soldier. Might be the 5 ping he usually has. So it'll be interesting to see what server they got for him today. If there's no 5 ping, maybe he's gonna choke.
I'm looking at the ping here. A big 12. We're okay. We're live. It's happening. We're not even gonna get any more banter done. We're going to the first middle here on process, and it is Numlock who is playing quite hesitantly around Choke. Cadis is coming in. He's playing close to the wall there. He's sort of keeping himself hidden, but now here comes Nox bombing forward. Immediately cleaned up by Captain and Walters, though. Captain jumps forward and launches Mike off his crate, and it looks like Raising Gaming are trying to draw up the hammer here. They're pushing forward towards Choke, but already the remaining 4 players from Übersexuals are retreating. Kyler's just making it back through the choke there from Sewer. He's going to regroup with his team, and they seem to be giving up the point. They're allowing Reason to come forward, and it doesn't look like they want to Uber out here. They're going to play on the safety of last. They don't want to take this fight. It's too much of a risk. Hathicle's going to find Mike there on the flank and shut him down, so they'll have a man advantage as well when they push here, Thalash.
They still don't have the Uber, but they should be able to push in time before Mike spawns. Still 10 seconds left before he's up, and it looks like they're walking into the lobby. It wouldn't surprise me if they go far right here, and they're trying to build the Uber as much as possible. Actually, no, they're backing off. They realized that Mike was going to be up soon, and I guess they're going to go back to wait for a pick. as they're all holding on second point. Cadis is sticking in lower left, but he gets contested by Soldier of Nox. Soup's in. Does not get anything done. Maybe he's gonna go back on Sniper, see the Soup Sniper, or...
Look at Kyler pushing up right now on Sniper. He's in the lobby, but there's like no sideline there. All the Reason players have backed out. They're not even gonna peek. And it looks like Kyler's trying to work his way forward here. He's fired a shot, they might know.
He gets a bunch on Cadis. Cadis definitely saw him. Numlock's putting some damage onto second. Suave might look to push here. If they can find a pick. Kyler's still sniping and no off classes for Reason as Soup goes down once again and roll out. This might be the call for them to push, but doesn't look like they wanted to.
Sniper.
Mike's coming out. Mike's jumping onto second. He going for the force on the Skeech. Doesn't hit. It's not hitting the rockets. He only connects one rocket and he gets taken down by Half-Equal.
I think he sort of got launched as well by the sticky, but it maybe helped him out to cover that distance, and now they're going to make the play here. Kyler's gone down, Half-Equal beasting him in the lobby, and Uber's being traded here. The repush will be coming in momentarily though for raising their pressure on the point. At the same time, their scouts are in as the combo tries to push ahead, but now Half-Equal's going to go down. Kyler respawns in 8, but Nomlock's gone down, no stickies on the point. Reason are really stuck in here though, they're just losing players left and right. Zub, Walter's captain all go down. Skeej is stuck in there. He's just being kept for their amusement. He does go down, and that's a complete wipe from Reason. They seem really disorganized there on the repush.
They were not finding any frags. It felt like, well, Suave played that really well. I think they went left side and just kind of milked the Uber. They got the better pop up in the end and ended up focusing targets much better. So Reason back to a hold in middle, and Mike gets air shot by his spam pipe as he jumps in, and he finds Walters, so that's a good pick. Numlock up on top, putting a lot of damage onto them, and Reason are forced to fall out through choke. They do lose 3 players, so Suave might look to push this fast, and it looks like they're going into PC already. I wonder if Cadis will know. He already has stickies on top. I think they've heard them walk into PC, so they should just get out before they lose any more picks.
Yeah, they know they have a big Uber advantage here. Look at Nox and Merlin pushing, they're going for this. They want that frag onto Skeej. Nox is chasing Skeej. Skeej tries to give him the runaround. Nox reloads the rocket. Oh, it's going to be Numlock that comes in and steals the frag. But ruthless play there from Übersexuals, going all the way in on that Uber advantage, finding that medic pick, but now they're playing a kind of a dangerous game here. They need to find more frags. They actually find themselves 3 down. It's 3 on 3 here. Walters and Captain are trying to clean up. They've killed off most of them. Merlin has survived. He's run off. He's just giving them the old slit there. He's ran into PC and he will survive, but their chances of capping last have been just dashed there. Here comes the cap on Spire, and Reason Gaming have earned themselves a little bit of breathing room here, but look at the position, Blast. They're taking a really dangerous fight here.
They should definitely get out. They have no position and they're already out lower right. Good push by Suave there coming in. They knew they had the better spawns, and Soup and I think Walters just spawned. So there were only really 4 people in second as Suave came back in.
Seems like they're doing the team huddle here outside. They're on CP2/4. They've just retaken it. They're building that charge and they're deciding what they're going to do. The buffs are coming in. They're getting ready to move forward. They do have this 25% advantage.
I wonder if they're going to use that advantage. I guess
look at
they
the
did know
from Reason as well, man.
It's almost Highlander in here.
Gonna have Zub off class into NG. He's got a level 2 sentry up already on the left. They have the heavy weapons guy from Half-Equal who's going to be like the main focus perhaps. Zub's trying to get the sentry up, but this single rocket spam from Nox is going to be enough to take it down. He just couldn't seem to hit that wrench fast enough, and here we see Übersexuals have worked their way in together on the right hand side for free, but then Merlin pops, but Numlock is sort of behind him. He has to turn around, flash, and Numlock jumps forward trying to get the force out of Skeej, but like immediately gunned down there by Half-Equal, and right now it's going to see the retreat from Übersexuals, and here comes the push from Reason. Captain jumps up just a little bit to control that high ground. He's being pretty methodical here, but now Skeej pops the charge. He wanted his team to chase there, but there was a bit of hesitation from Captain, and this is sort of a waste to Uber, but they're not going to overcommit to it, and I think that's the important play here. They're just smart enough to realize it's a bad Uber.
It didn't feel like they had to use that Uber at all. Skeech was still on 90 HP as he was below the point, and most of Übersexuals were already out in choke. So I guess it was a bit of miscommunication, as you said. Skeech wanted them to chase, but I guess they couldn't really, the rest of the Reason players didn't really think they could find any frags with that Uber, so they made the good call of backing out. but Übersexuals do have a 50% advantage here, and surely they're aware of it as they're walking towards choke. Numla's already taken a little peek and get some information, as they should be pushing in here. I'm not sure why they're waiting. They're losing their advantage.
Yeah, Skeej is playing the mind game. They're throwing out the fake Uber calls. Maybe that's what's making them think twice. Look at Numlock though. He's sort of separated there for a brief second by Zub, but immediately all of Übersexuals turn around and kill off Zub. So man advantage here.
That's a really good play by Su. Really good play by Su. He dragged a lot of them back, almost 4 players back to Suez, and allowed Reason to get their Uber. Yeah. But doesn't look like they want to do anything with it. And Übersexuals already pushing it through rollout. Numla's taking some damage, and they don't want to really push with this. I think they're a bit they're hesitating a little bit, and they're gonna end up backing out to second once again. Maybe we're gonna see some off-classing. Maybe get a sentry up again.
They just seem to send Mike in there for sort of a solo effort. Oh wow,
Mike's on Spy.
Mike on Spy. I can't remember if I've ever seen Mike play Spy, but he's decided to do it here. Switching off from Roamer to Spy. We got to go to the Mike cam. We got to see what this guy's up to. We also see Spy coming out from Happy Cool there. I think he was checking to see what the charge was, but little did he know there is an actual Spy working the way into the last point here. He's hiding underneath the point. He's getting ready to decloak. He sees him. It's not going to do enough damage.
All the cloak dagger is allowed, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what they're not using it. I'm pretty sure he was using the default Spy watch there. And
what a scrub.
What a scrub. Clearly not an experienced Spy. And Soup takes this as an opportunity to go out and try and get the force. He doesn't get it. He just get Merlin down to 50 HP, but it's not going to force the Uber. Merlin is not scared to hold those Ubers until the very end.
Yeah, right now this game is like a chess match, you know, both teams taking a very considered approach. Big air shot coming in there to deny the Nox bomb. Captain's going to finish him off, but as they all turn around to focus Nox, a lot of cap time put on the point there by Kyler, so that was pretty close. Another second, half a second, he might have had it. They did kill him off though, but this 2-man advantage is going to sort of force Reason to push, but it's not really a true man advantage because the spots are just coming in. They have enough time to buy time with the Uber charge. It's actually an earlier Uber here from Merlin, so Skeej is able to lead forward with Captain. Captain can push them out through the choke here. There's no back cap threat on right now, but Kyler and Mike are both coming in from PC. Nox is coming in the re-push. They're being attacked here from multiple angles. Captain gets focused down in an instant. Cadis has gone down as well, so Reason have pushed out and recat, but at what cost, man? 3 players down.
Kyler was running Spy, gets a backstep on Soup. I'm not sure where that happened, but Reason have lost 4 players now. Only Walters and Skeej remaining on last point. And everybody from Übersexuals already into last. They're just waiting for the cap to finish on second, and Kyler gets another kill on Walters with the revolver, and he's putting out good damage. Skeej is way out of position, and his whole team is dead, so it's going to be a round for Übersexuals.
Incredible. Like, that was just really smart play coming out from Übersexuals. Like, great use of the respawns. Maybe Reason slightly overcommitting or just being too complacent. They thought the fight was over as soon as Captain had forced them back in, but Übersexuals coming in immediately afterwards with the repush. Kate is super fast on middle, like just so fast. There's not even anyone else there. He doesn't know what to do. But now the rest of his team have arrived. The real fight is about to get underway. It looks like Cadis wants to try and poke left side, and it seems Übersexuals aren't convinced by the position. They all back out immediately. They don't like the setup, but they've actually found 2 frags here. As Mike kills off Zub, Kyler onto Happy Cool as well, and here comes the repush from Übersexuals. They're coming in and they're just swarming around these Reason players.
Huge.
Oh my god.
I think it was a 4K from Kyler there. He just ran in, cleaned everything up. Good damage from his soldiers in that middle, and ran in and got 3 or 4 frags, I think. So full Uber advantage for Übersexuals as they push into second. Walters is on sniper though, so maybe he can get an early pick. Doesn't look like he's able to do anything though. And Happy Cool's on heavy. Nox spots it though. And Sentry's coming up from Soup on the far left as well.
Yeah, he's rocking that Jag right now, trying to get that 30% faster construction. But it is a huge Uber advantage here for Merlin. He's going to bring in his combo. He's got Nox and Numlock. They're going to go mid left on that attacking perspective. They're launching forward, but Nox is just stunned back by the heavy weapons guy. And the Uber's about to fade, and they're pretty committed here. But meanwhile, their flank is coming in crushed. Mike kills off the sentry gun. He's forced Zub back. Nox finds a frag onto Happy, but it's 4 on 4 right now. Swabber just hemorrhaging players though. Kyler again is finding these big frags. Numlock continues to buy damage on the point as everybody tries to swat Kyler, and it seems like they're just about gonna do
Oh,
it.
Happy!
Oh, Happy Cool! That was the
amazing.
big play I've been looking for, Happy Cool. What a clutch block.
1
there.
HP on Kyler and 24 on Numlock, and he just runs in, gets both of them. Good play by Happy. Bit lucky, I guess. But,
Oh, look at this on the respawn. It's going to be Merlin running crits.
Reason should be able to push out and take second here, though, before the two players that died late comes in, and it was actually 4 people stuck.
Doing huge work here. He's got a frag already. He's really lowered Wallers down there. Nox going to clean up that one. Nox gets Kadis as well. And Mike was just in there on his own, like hiding around the spire, doing constant damage. And again, they catch Reason with their pants down here, and that's like just ridiculous. It's like the plays outside of the Uber. This coordinated aggression that's coming out of Übersexuals keeps catching Reason off guard. They're not really. It seems like they're just not expecting it, but it keeps happening to them. They're gonna have to learn this tough lesson soon.
Once again, Cadence is really fast in mid. He's on the point before Numlock's even through choke, and hits a good sticky onto Numlock, but had to fall back to his team as the reinforcement comes in from Übersexuals. A lot of point presence up top from Reason, as both sides Mike and Nox are in. Cadence finds a good pipe into Sam, and Walters takes down Nox, but Übersexuals all the way down. They pretty much traded like sides on this mid, and there's not. Oh, Mike's in. Mike's in.
Nox or Mike.
And Mike jumps in, gets a pick on Walters, and Skeech is already out as soon as he just has to leave. Happy Cool's stuck in, and most important part there was that Skeech got out. So he has 90%, so he can get the Uber and at least hold last if anything. Stoop's in though, but yeah, not getting anything done.
Yeah, he was stuck behind enemy lines there. He was trying to come in, but they just all spot him out immediately. Someone with that noisy ass original. But Mike, you know, really masterful in the middle there. Was trying to decide what the best way to wrap around and what to get all the frags was, but he came in at the perfect moment there to crush another mid. Skeet survived though. Mike's trying to go in for the force, just the single bomb there. It's going to be a low risk play from Übersexuals. Skeej well positioned to avoid that. No need to pop. But now Reason are looking to push here 10 seconds before Mike spawns. 10-second window for them to try and find another frag perhaps, but they don't seem too convinced that this is the play they should make. There's still 16 minutes left on the clock. You know, they can afford to take their time here, maybe wait for Übersexuals to push and fail, but equally, you know, Übersexuals can park the bus if they want to, Thalash.
Walters isn't a sniper though, and Heavy was on Spy for a short moment there. He went back though. Mike's playing Heavy, so this will be interesting. There's probably some Nox play coming out. He loves to run that Heavy, but I think it looks like they want to push lower left here. I'm not sure where Walters is. He's gonna peek lobby here. Reasons are gonna go for lobby control, which is a good move. If he can find an early pick, it'd be good. But he gets caught out. He get completely abandoned by his team, and Nox was in lobby already. So that was once again a little miscommunication from Reason. But Übersexuals are pushing in. Merlin drops Nox, so that's not good. But they do find 2 frag on Katzen. Late pop from Reason, so this is surely gonna be a hold. Oh, Kyler's in low right, gets spotted by Cadis, but gets good damage. Oh, nice pipe. Woo! Good pipe from Cadis, but if he had delayed that a bit, he maybe could have done something. Reason should not push this with Mike and 450 HP as Heavy, and they won't do that, so that's always something.
Yeah, they need to try and find that one player who's sort of away from the combo. It could be Mike, like if he plays, he's been peeking on rollout alone. And right now, Walter's on Spy here. He's just going to walk past everyone. He's got stuck in the corner. I think they saw a Spy. They know something's up. They're just shooting around blindly. They know there's a Spy here. They're trying to tag him again. It's Numlocked! Oh wow. But Numlock didn't pick up on that quick enough, and he has fallen victim to the knife of Walters. Kyler has just walked in though. He doesn't have to play Spy. He's playing Scout. Walks in. He's in onto Skeej. Gets him down to like 40 health there. But cannot find that fatal shot. Skeech has lived to tell the tale, but he's pretty weak here as they push forward. He could be an easy force. Nox is flanking through into the lobby there, but he's run into Zub and Kadis. He's going to get focused down. Mike goes down as well to the focus fire from Captain and the 2 scouts there, and Merlin pops off to save himself. So Skeech sitting here with a huge Uber advantage, and Reason seem like they're going to get some momentum. I don't want to curse them though, Thalash. It's
interesting to see Cadis is running the loose cannon on last. He usually does this a lot. especially on Badlands, like choke points where he just sits top right, you know, puts a lot of spam, delays the Uber with the double donks. Interesting to see that he uses on process, which is more open last. But the reason I'm pushing into PC here, going for the top push, I don't think there's anything to pop them. No stickies. They still haven't used the Uber, and they might just get this for free. They find a pick on Merlin. Uber's popped. They need Capsam at this second point, and Soup is going for it as they push into last. Good frag from Capsam onto Numlock, and Kyler barely gets out with 2 HP, but it's only Sam alive, and I don't think he can do much versus the 4 players of Reason. So it's going to be 2-1 here. I'm not sure how Merlin got caught out there. I don't know if you saw it. He just randomly died as they pushed in.
I was watching Mike versus Walters in Sewer. Walters couldn't even finish Mike off, although Mike couldn't finish him off either, but Happy Cool came in and they tag teamed him, but I didn't see exactly how Merlin went down. We're going to go to a 4th mid fight though. It currently is 2-1 to Übersexuals. A hugely fast roll out there from Mike to the face of Cadis, but he just serves backwards. Both players will survive, but Cadis was sort of pushed back out of that middle. It doesn't seem like Numlock's taking advantage of that, but now it's Cadis versus Numlock on the point. Mike is back in onto Cadis again, but as Cadis sacrifices himself to draw that attention, his teammates have found 3 important frags on Sam, Kyler, and Nox.
Captain's doing a lot of damage with Malin. Super follows up with the rocket onto Malin. Good play by Captain. He completely catches them off guard by jumping in like behind him over the rock. Forces 3 people from Übersexuals to turn around, and his team follows up. Really good play. And full Uber advantage.
Slam dunk.
Full Uber advantage, yeah, for Reason here.
Sam's gonna snipe. He's playing it pretty safe. He's just sort of halfway across on the left. He's not sure where he wants to look. Nox is gonna peek forward with the heavy. But they are facing it. It's like a huge mountain to climb for them here. They're like 65% off. Kyler peeks on the roller door dice to stickies there from Cadis. So not only are they this Uber disadvantage, they're also at the man disadvantage. The Uber's going to come in fast on the bottom left, and they want to bring in Happy Cool and Captain here. They're going to go straight for that big fat target of Nox. Happy Cool's flash dies for a minute and he loses a lot of health there. They just killed off Kyler. They get Merlin as well, but Nox is still up. He's only got 4 health. The frags are coming in on both sides and middle here. The Numlock's dipped into the spawn. He's coming out again. He's looking for the cleanup. Skeech! Oh, I was going to say he could just kill off Nox there on 4 health, but he goes straight for the point and body blocks Numlock, denies him from blocking him, and gets the point cleanly. Well played, Skeech.
Oh, it's a really good play. That happened to me so many times as well. Like, you play Scout and then you're running up to process last, the medic just walks in front of you and caps the point right in front of your eyes. It's the worst, but well played by Skeech nonetheless. And we are on to our next middle. Mike once again going for the fast, like right side, trying to put some damage onto the med pack before Cadis can really get any ground. Meanwhile, Nox is in aggressive, finds a pick onto Skeech, and Kyler follows up. Happy Cool gets a return frag onto Mike, but there's really not much Reason to do here. Cadis is fighting a scout on his med pack, and only 2 scouts left for Reason. Heffy's in though. Can he find anything? He's getting some damage onto Numlock. Numlock's half HP.
He's softening up Merlin as well. He's got both these targets weak. Walters is
Where's Walters though? There he is.
Got them hemmed in. Numlock. Oh, he will find the pipe onto Walters, but Happy Cool with the cleanup. And that important medic pick there late in the game means that Skeech is going to have a pretty significant advantage here. Happy Cool is being contested on middle by Mike, who now jumps up to fight Zug. He's looking for the med pack, he finds it, he's still the distraction here, he's allowing his teammates to come in through choke. But like I say, their medic isn't up, they don't have any heals here, they know this probably wouldn't be a good fight to take and they're going to back out and try and regroup. But look at that 50% Uber advantage here, just because Merlin died so much later in that mid fight, thanks to the Walters Happy Cool 1-2 punch.
Yeah, really good play by the scouts and Reason. Happy Cool delayed just enough, like Numlock was trying to reload his stickies, maybe thought that Walters wasn't close. And Happy bought just enough time for Walters to come in and help him with the cleanup.
Here come Reason, man. Coming from PC. Cadis is coming in lower. He sees Numlock. He's trying to spam him. He's got the Demo Man super weak. Captain with the focus fire. Numlock down. Sam's going to go down. Kyler will not be able to escape into the lobby. And 3 frags earned for that Uber charge. I think Reason are going to be real happy with that. But Mike's coming, or Nox is, sorry, coming in from behind to try and block. But one scout serves the rocket, the other comes in to finish him off, and Captain is already in on last, and he's cleaning house. He's going to get Uber here from Merlin, but they just launch him skyward. He can't block the point there, and it's going to be 3-2. Reason coming back here. They find themselves in the lead. What a game, Thalash.
My boys are coming back. 9 minutes remaining, and just keep it up. I know Team Thalash can do this, man.
Keep it up, boys!
It's all about Team T. Let's go. Numlock down to the next middle. Cadis is a bit slower this time. Not finding any damage. I guess he's scared of Mike going fast. Mike plays up top this time. Havikul takes an early sticky and swoops in with Caps on the top. So much top presence for a reason this mid, but Cadis fighting so much damage onto Numlock with his sticky, and it's only Mirlin and Sam remaining. Mirlin's out already, and Sam's gonna get caught off in PC. That was really well played. Both Sollies like so much top presence on mid from Captain and Soup, backed up by their scouts. They're really reasons getting back into it. They usually feels like they have a sloppy start to every map, and then they eventually find it back.
Yeah, I was watching the team health meter there on middle, and I just saw it going way in favor of our blue team, Raisin, and then all of a sudden 3 frags come in. So they just were softened up by all that spam. It looks like Raisin are already walking in here from the left hand side. They hear a sniper, they see a pyro. Skeege isn't going to gamble, he pops off, he doesn't want to walk on that sniper sightline, but he's been separated from his demo man Cadis by the pyro of Kyler. Kyler goes down there, but that's just bought his team enough time to weather that Uber storm. Now Captain's going to bomb straight into Nox here. Is fully buffed and has an Uber charge. Nox sees the frag he wants straight in there, gets Skeege down, now turns around to try and clean up the remaining Raisin players, but it's a really well thought out and executed defense there from Übersexuals.
Oh, he's not going to find anything. He runs into 4 people. Good try nonetheless, but not going to be able to find any frag, and Übersexuals are going to take second. Cadis is still dead, and he's not going to get the forward spawn, it looks like. No, he doesn't get the forward spawn, so no demo man on mid for Reason. And they also in a slight Uber advantage, and I'm sure Übersexuals know of this, but they also know that Cadis is not a mid yet, so they're going to push in through choke. Playing a bit slow. Soups in though on Mirlin. He might create a... Mirlin's definitely... Oh, Mirlin!
Oh, what a surf!
That was
he
so well.
The angle
That's on the rock. Oh my god. I was really unlucky by Soup.
He's coming in again, he's got a second chance. He misses the first rocket, and the second and the third, he's choking! Big zoom! Absolute choke merchant there. Mirlin sold him with the jukes 3 times in a row. Zoom whips
so
every rocket, and Mirlin, he's the best. Unkillable, unkillable. You think he's gonna crater? No, he's just gonna rump slide on the rock. And then he dodges all your rockets anyway. When he had him like with his back turned, and he just he bottled it, man. What a bottler!
I would be really upset. That's so unfortunate from Soup. Oh. Anyway, we get traded on last, and the wall just goes down in lobby. This might be the call for Übersexuals to push in, and they have a 1-man advantage. Mirlin goes down early, but I don't think it's gonna matter as they're finding frags into Cadis and Skeege early. And it's only Haffy and Soup remaining, both of them red HP, and just 2v1 here. Kylie and Nonlo picks it up, so 3-3. How many? 5 minutes remaining? 5 minutes 40? This could go anywhere.
Yeah, this game was like super slow for the first 10-15 minutes, and now it's just exploded. These teams are both firing on all cylinders. Cadis incredibly fast, takes the kit, but he's not going to make any risky plays. He's looking for Mike here, he's trying to pre-fire those stickies, looking for the air day. He's got Mike down to 60 health, he has to jump out of there, and Raisin will be able to contest that high ground with reduced pressure. Now Mike's trying to come in again, but he's already half health. Nox coming forward, very weak. Look at the team health, it's going back and forth between the red and the blue sides here. Raisin are trying to get back in, but Cadis is being focused on by Mike. He's gone right while his combo's gone left, and it looks like Raisin are gonna just lose this fight. Zub's doing his best to try and find some frags here, but Mirlin has survived for the time being. Skeege has gone down. Zub's trying to get in onto Mirlin, but that's gonna be the complete wipe there as Hafikul just respawns. But are Raisin they're losing their edge here? Have they lost the belief? Übersexuals coming back strong.
That last round went to Übersexuals because of the good play by Mirlin in the mid, for sure. If Soup had got that pick, it would have been a whole different story. And now Reason are forced back to their last with a big disadvantage in the Uber.
The clock as well, like in Übersexuals, they could just sit here, they could run the clock down for a few minutes, then try and make a push if they wanted to try and control it that way. But Nox is going to come straight in with Numlock. They've Ubered early, they get the sentry, they get the demo man as well. Sam's coming in to snipe that one with his scatter gun there, and now Mike is walking in trying to focus down both soldiers. The scouts are making the play for the point. It's all Skeege and Captain here, but no one's standing on the point. And Suave wins, as the scoreboard tells you there. They're going to be able to make it 4-3 here.
Come
3
on,
minutes.
Reason.
40 seconds. Your boys Reason, they're in a hole here at the last. What can they do?
Okay, this whips his roller as well. He's gonna go for. He's gonna go into
They're
sewers.
falling apart. Mike jumps in onto middle fast, but realizes there's no demo man here. Kadis coming out from the right hand side. They can perhaps read it's going to be a right hand side play here. And Nox is immediately jumping into that choke point. He's forced Zub into the red PC area. But Reason are somehow able to contest this. They've managed to come through that choke point. And it seems like Übersexuals just want to sort of back out and bait them forward. But they've lost 2 players as a result. Numlocked and Kyler going down there. And like, I don't understand why Übersexuals didn't want to take that fight, but they didn't. They backed out. They've kept their medic alive.
They lost Numlock early, and I think it was a smart move to move out or to back out, make sure they keep Merlin alive and have the Uber for last in case of risk. Maybe they would risk losing him, and then it would be an easy round for Reason. And they know there's only 3 minutes remaining.
And they're in the lead.
Exactly.
Currently, we're going to see some off-classing from Reason. Happyco's going to be playing heavy again, but Sam is also playing the heavy weapons guy. So it's going to be defensive heavy versus offensive heavy. Usually what we see in this situation, like if you're attacking with a heavy, you don't want to bring him in because he's just so slow on the Uber charge, but you save him somewhere for the re-push. So Reason Gaming here, or maybe considering just to be playing for the golden cap. Mike's currently behind on middle. He's just killed off Walters. He's coming through PC. And Captain's trying to chase him down, but Mike is going to win this fight as well. Mike finding 2 frags on the flank there. Just beasting these guys as the uncontested king of MGE. He is the best player in the world.
Sends out some BM
to play.
Says, come on guys, in BM after he 2v1s. MGE Mike.
Captain on the respawn is jumping up top. This is...
Mike's still behind though.
He knows he's there. Captain isn't even going to take the fight. He jumps to his medic. He's looking for the buff. Surely they realise Mike is there, right? Mike is up top now. He's just walking in. He's ghosted in onto Skeed. He's in. He forces it out as well. He will get cleaned up, but 2 frags and a force. And I think that is pretty excellent from Mike. There's a minute and 20 left as the counter Uber comes in from Maryland. They will clean up Captain, who had to sack himself for the force, but it's actually man advantage Reason here as they rotate around on the right hand side. Nox and Maryland have pushed ahead. Maryland's going back to try and meet his team, and they give him the old wrap around there. They've tied it up 4-4. Nox getting a little bit greedy and leaving his team exposed on last. Didn't read that one from Reason. They've outplayed them. We've got a game on our hands. 50 seconds. They can get around in this time, but it could also go to a golden cap. No draws allowed here.
If they just wipe, I mean, Reason needs to wipe them here. I believe in my boys. Just wipe them in the middle, push straight onto the last and get the point, make it 5-4. And it looks like they're doing it. They're going early pickups, Mike and Sam, and Übersexuals are way out already on their second. Only a scout capping and they're just pressing W. They're not scared. Cadis gets numlocked.
He does go down to Nox though, but Nox in complete control here. He's been backing out since he arrived on middle. He's been just walking backwards after they lost that first pick with Mike going down early. 10 seconds. There is enough time for the Uber to be forced and fade. They're trying to stack the point here. Zub's coming in, Happyco's coming in, Captain has already died. 2 seconds. They're trying to stack the point, but there's just so many red bodies here. It's going to be a stalemate in normal time. It's a draw, but we will be going to a golden cap. A winner must be crowned on this, the first map. And we're even going to go to a second map after that. Could this game be any closer, Thalash?
It could not. It is definitely a worthy match to catch.
We've got to take a sneaky look at the logs. So
yeah, what if we have time?
Of course we do. Kids love the logs, man.
Exactly.
There would be a riot. I'm looking at Mike, top damage in there. And also top fragging. Big performance from Mike. We saw that great individual play in the last few minutes. Nox actually second in the damage. With both soldiers from Übersexuals, you know, outperforming their counterparts. We said it could be an interesting contest between Nox and Captain, but they both seem to be well matched. It's actually Mike who's outplaying Zub on the roamer pieces. Sam bottom damage, but he does play that passive role. He's actually top on kills and assists per death. You know, if you're talking about your efficient scout play, sure he mightn't be hounding down the frags there, but he is doing his best to keep Merlin alive. And if you notice, Merlin's actually died 4 times less than Skeege. But the important stat, Thalash, is of course air shots. Mike with 7.
Mike definitely pulling his weight that game. Playing really well. Top damaging on Roamer. Only with 19% heals as well, so definitely a good game from
Big heals
Mike.
coming out actually from both medics. Like Skeege on like 35k heals, 12k per minute, or 1200 heals per minute. Like that's big numbers for medic fans. Have we gone live?
I'm not sure.
I believe so.
Looks we have.
So yeah, this is going to be the golden cap here for Map 1 Process. If you just joined us, this is ETF2L Season 20, powered by TT Esports Premiership Week 2 fixture between Brazen and Übersexuals. It's been a tie so far. This is a sudden death round, winner takes all. It's the golden cap. And Nox is trying to get in onto Skeege, but doesn't do any damage to the medic. He's creating a big distraction though. Mike jumped in at the same time and got denied by Captain. Airshots traded there as Übersexuals tried to get out. Numlock's gone down as well. Nox is regrouping here with Merlin in the lobby. It looks like they're going to give up the Spire as well. They're actually 5% behind in the Uber. No, Nox wants to go for it. They're getting in position, but they don't have charge yet. They've been spotted out. I think they're expecting the push here. Reason already pre-fire. Mike's going to go out.
But yeah, Mike jumps in from lower. Gets a little bit of damage, but he I don't know, gets denied by a scout and he strafes out onto a rollout. But I think it's a good choice by Übersexuals not to push. They didn't have the Uber and they had no sub to or Numlock to back them up. But looks like Subs in doesn't get anything done. I don't think he really knew where Merlin was as he jumped in. But this might be the call for Übersexuals to push if they want. They have a pick, but looks like they're just going to use it to send Mike in to see if he can get a force, but he can't.
Mike actually gets a really long spawn there, 20 seconds, so Zub's going to be up. And Reason can go in and trade Ubers here with sort of limited risk. Oh, but Zub's going to come back as heavy, so that's going to slow things down a lot. So we could see the Uber trade, then the heavy repush. On the defensive side here, we see Suave Samzi playing sniper, so we'll have to check out his position. He's currently watching that lower right hand side door. He's not even going to take a peek into the lobby, but they can now hear that buzz moving closer. Skeege, Captain and Kadis on the rollout. They're trying to get some intel as to the position of the combo. Sam's watching rollout. Skeege has to pop, but Captain is too far ahead of him and is going to get dropped. So this is sort of a fail Uber. Nox knows he's got this window. He's just pushing forward as quickly as possible. He's calling for that charge. He wants Merlin to pop, but the heavy's laying here. Nox didn't expect this. Zub with the heavy weapons guy is going to totally deny the saber charge, but no, Reason find 3 frags anyway. Captain just respawns in fact, but both Reason scouts got slain there. Nox is going to force Zub back in PC. Zub whips out the shotgun but can't kill Nox off. Sam comes in to back him up. Nox gets a frag onto Zub. Captain trying to contest both players, but they're taking 2 fights here. Numlock's walking in uncontested from Choke. Kyler's managed to find himself on the high ground. Captain is getting beasted by Kyler, has to drop off and get the kit. The rest of Reason are just backing out here. They're losing all their fights here. They're just being forced back. They're getting bullied out, and they have to give up middle as well as second. They do have a little Uber advantage here though. Does Skeege want to gamble at the Thalash?
I think he definitely knows of it. He's walking into Choke, but Übersexuals are playing this really well. They know they're maybe like a couple of % away from having an Uber, so they back out and push back in once they get the Uber. Uber's going to get traded here, and looks like Übersexuals have the better Uber as Skeege is forced to multi. Meanwhile, Nox finds a frag on Soup and PC, and another frag onto Voltus. This is not looking good for Reason. Cadis is in behind him on top, gets some decent damage onto Mike, but ends up getting cleaned up by Numlock's pipe, and there's only Captain and Skeege left. Don't think they're gonna get out. Nox is already in. Skeege is on 11 HP. He's gonna get picked off, and this is not looking good for Reason. They're gonna get 2 spawners. Walters and Super alive, but there's gonna be 2 spawns coming in 2 seconds, rest on 10. So this is definitely not looking good. Maybe Übersexuals are gonna play this safe, get the Uber, but no, they're pushing in. This might end up bad for them.
They've already got 2 frags. Respawns come in though. Oh, Zub and Happy go down as well, so they've got those 2 picks. They know there's going to be like, 15-second time before they spawn. They've got time to go out and heal up. They're doing that. They've got Kyler up top in the panic room. Mike's jumped up on the left-hand side. They're just pulling them apart here. They've got their Uber charge for the repush. They're coming in and they're just absolutely decimating the remaining Reason players here. Siege is going to spawn. He's running for the point. Uber saw out, but he can't cover the distance. And I can't help but feel that it was just that decision to re-push into middle. I haven't lost the cap to Übersexuals. They tried to go in on a like 10-15% Uber advantage, but Übersexuals just outplayed them by pressing their S key. They walked backwards, baited them into it, and Reason ended up in this sort of horribly overextended position on a fight they probably shouldn't have been taking. And they just sort of died in dribs and drabs. It was like just perfect play from Übersexuals in that situation.
Yeah, they played that really well. And it paid off. They got the golden cap win, so was that 2 points for them at least?
Yeah, it's the same rules as previous seasons. There has been a little bit of debate, but they will. I mean, Reason are going to get that sort of consolation 1 point, 2 points then for Übersexuals, but things could end up as a draw.